So, good evening, one and all, and welcome to National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. Chocolate lovers rejoice on National Chocolate Covered Anything Day, that is December 16th. It offers the chocolate of the day you have been waiting for. On this day, dip and drizzle your favorite foods in every kind of chocolate that you can imagine. So today we are going to have a wonderful time with our selective band of panelists, and we'll be discussing the advantage of how the chocolate can be of more helpful in creating our healthy life, and also how it is going to be having more nutritional values with respect to our health aspects. So here is a small video. Yeah, I now call upon Miss Tina to conduct the proceedings and take it further from here. Over to you, Tina. Are you able to hear me? You can start the proceeding. Hello.
Yeah, good evening to one and all present here. I'm extremely sorry. I just faced a few internet fluctuation, and I've been handed over the greatest responsibility of welcoming you all for this event today. Good evening once again. At the outset, I would like to welcome Srimati S.T. Bhavani, the Managing Director of Sri Kalpataru and Sons Culturals Private Limited, Dr. Kalpana, our eminent virtual guest speaker for the day, Ms. Samyukta Shivakumar, the Director cum CEO of SKSCPL, Mrs. Nivedita Ashok, the Director of SKSCPL, and Mrs. Bhuma Shivakumar, the Director cum Chief Operating Officer at SKSCPL. Welcome, ma'am, and welcome, sir. Also, I would like to welcome Mr. Shivakumar Rajagopal, our promoter of SKSCPL, and my fellow colleagues and advisors, Mr. Hari Narasimhan, Darshini, and Deepika Shri. I also would like to address a special welcome to Mr. Parthasarathi, the CEO of Millet India and Startup India, and Mrs. Lavanya Suresh from Bangalore, who is the advisor cum knowledge partner of dailypujaseva.com. And I'm Mrs. Tina Santosh, and I am the brand custodian of SKSCPL. As Helen Keller quoted, The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. I wish this webinar will be a massive success, a source of information for everyone, and it will touch our lives with a chocolatey rush. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the show. Thank you, sir.
சரி, இப்போ யார் கண்டக்ட் பண்ண போறாங்க ஈவெண்ட் இப்போ? So why nobody is unmuting their camera? எல்லாமே blank-ஆ வராங்க. ஓகே, ஓகே. So kind of you, Tina, for this wonderful introduction. Without
Thank
spending
you, sir.
much time, I request Ms. Kalpana to take over the mic and conduct the proceedings and share her views about the wonderful chocolate that everybody carve for it. Over to you, Madam Kalpana, please.
Thank you, one and all present in this virtual meeting. I hope I am audible.
You are audible, of course, madam. And
yes.
Can you please unmute your camera also? Yeah. Can you unmute your camera, yeah, please?
Yeah. I have, because I have to share my PPT. Shall I go straight away to the presentation?
Yes, madam, please. Please.
Yeah. Probably the Choc-O-Diet, as they have already told me, is only at the probably the fag end of my talk. I think the slide is also visible.
It's visible.
Very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So greetings from Vinashalingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women and the Deputy Dean, School of Home Science, Professor in Food Science and Nutrition. I'm proud to be part of this venture of a Choc-O-Diet on the National Day of this Chocolate Anything Covered Day. And I thank Dr. Professor Meena from the Computer Science Department for giving me this opportunity, and the entire organizing team and the industry, Sri Kalpataru also. So I was just wondering what I have not done any work on Choc-O-Diet. Of course, I am doing a research, which you can see at the end of my talk, which actually is the crux of whatever is the day today, the prominent day that you're celebrating as the chocolate covering anything day. So this is what we see. Before going to the chocolates, I thought let us go into some type of foods and what we are going through each day and what we are surrounded. All of us are surrounded as such with so much of foods, and you can see all more than the chocolate covering. You can see all these coverings over here and stuffed inside most of our houses now. Of course, after the COVID pandemic, we are better off in our the food habits. We are changing, but definitely I would say even at the international level, still obesity is a prevalent. And my area of research is basically on obesity. My PhD was on childhood obesity and related complications. So in almost those who have attended my talks, I think my scholars are there in the meeting, and some of the students whom I know, they probably some of the slides maybe repeatedly, because this one I want to project in all my presentations, because this is the whatever the status of the children or the world. We are moving to the junk foods, and we are still in the same swirling only. And we say, okay, we have junk foods, but yes, we can go to the fitness center. But this is what is the status of the fitness center. Here also, you go to the fitness center with an escalator, but not climbing the stairs. This is what I think even we do in our own life, except even the youngsters I see in some of the, in our own institute, like the youngsters climbing, taking a lift rather than climbing the staircase. So
ನಾನು
now
ಹೋಗಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಬಾ.
we go for
சொல்லுங்க ஷானி.
degenerative diseases. This is most common now. All of us are more aware of this. The three major degenerative diseases that is occurring. Of course, it has started
லைவ்
right from
ஸ்ட்ரீமிங்ல இருக்க
the
நான்
past
என்ன
2
பண்ணேன்
decades.
இப்போ
Diabetes mellitus
நீங்க
and
அந்த
obesity and cancer. And
இவரு
most of us would have heard about
மிலட் மார்ட்ல
during the
லாகின்
COVID
பண்ணுங்க
pandemic
ஃபர்ஸ்ட்
that
மெயில் ஐடியில
the patients would have died not
சிஓல
exactly
சிஓ
because of the
சிஓன்ட்டு
virus, but
லாகின்
because of the
பண்ணீங்கன்னா
comorbidities.
இவர்
So these
2
are the
நாளா வந்து
comorbidities. What are the comorbidities?
மெயில் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்காரு
So
நிறைய
diabetes,
பேருக்கு
mellitus, obesity, and cancer. So these
பிசிசியில்
degenerative
போட்டு.
diseases can be prevented. It
ஸோ அந்த
cannot be
யார்
treated,
யாருக்கெல்லாம்
I
மெயில்
would say.
போயிருக்கு
It
அந்த
can be
மெயில்
prevented
ஐடிலாம்
and
கொஞ்சம்
managed.
கேதர் பண்ணி வைங்க.
So be very clear with that. It
ஓகேங்களா?
can be prevented and managed, but not
நீங்க
treated
அந்த
once it sets in.
வீடியோ ஒன்று சொன்னாங்க,
So
அந்த
this
வீடியோ
is
ஒன்று கொஞ்சம்
this
ரெடி
can be,
பண்ணுங்க.
see, for example, I have given here, this is the index. This is
வீடியோ ரெடி
COVID
பண்ணுங்க.
here. So these three can be any of the comorbidities. So these three are the major disease. So we are going to see how this can be prevented or managed with the dietary habits and the foods we take. So the most common diabetes, you can see the statistics. I wanted to project this because in 1995, it was only 19.3 diabetes mellitus in millions in India, but they have projected in 2025 57.2. So it is still increasing, and we are going to become the diabetes capital of the world, just next to China. And obesity, of course, as I said, I'm doing a lot of work and in obesity. And this is the picture also I usually put up in all the presentations. Probably he's watching a TV, he's having a remote in his hand. This is what is the situation of our children and the younger generation. Cancer, all of us know that how prevalent it is. I think during COVID, most of us forgot the cancer, the effects of cancer, but this is how it is. How can we prevent cancer? How can a healthy cell become a cancer cell over a period of 10 to 20 years gradually? Or a healthy cell becomes an healthy cell only throughout. So the major thing is obesity, the diet low in vegetables, fruits, whole grains. We talked a lot of millets. I'll project some slides on also that. High red and processed meat consumption, lack of physical activity, all these red signal we see here, this will make maybe a healthy cell will become a cancer cell. It's just maybe only, but there are more chances. And a healthy cell will grow into a healthy cell with more productive healthy cells when we are having a healthy, stable weight and we concentrate on the foods and then the physical activity. So these are just, I would say that a bird's eye view of what are the degenerative diseases and how can be managed. So these are the foods which we usually, as nutritionists and food scientists and dietitians, we recommend the high fiber foods. What are these high fiber foods? Those are the whole grains and the millets we talk about. So your main selection should be the high fiber foods. Eat in moderation the foods which are not good source of fiber, and fat will increase the calorie content. So be aware of the fats. So what are the dietary fiber? Here, this is my PhD study, which I have projected way back in 2006, 5, 4 itself. I started working on kodo millet, that is varagarisi in Tamil. I think you can refer. I think other people from Kerala also have joined, from Karnataka, I have seen. And you can just browse for your own local names, but this is kodo millet in English. And this was I made a snack out of this to give it to the children. Out of kodo millet, is roasted in powdered curry leaves with different variations, and horse gram, of course, high in protein. With that, I made a steamed, because I cannot give a fried item or any other type of item. So I selected korukkattai, which we see, it's a steamed item. These are the proportions. Developed the snacks and gave it to the obese children. For 3 months, there was almost 1.5 kgs was reduction in the children when they took it as a snack. So this was a project which I did entirely on kodo millet recipes. This was funded by the DST, Department of Science and Technology. Project was on metabolic syndrome related to obesity only. This was on adolescent girls, college going girls. And all these recipes which we had standardized in our lab, and it was analyzed and sensory evaluation was done. Entirely all these recipes which you see, bisibella bath, meal, garlic meal, lemon meal, whatever it is, you see, and this is all was done with kodo millet only. Nothing was, it was not even incorporation. It was entirely the whole thing. and we saw that this was given for 4 months as a lunch. We replaced. That is the concept we did. Whatever I do a study on obesity, I replace them. I never go for a supplementation. Breakfast, I replace the entire breakfast with the kodo millet, the millet supplements, the millet recipes or the millet snacks. Likewise, here also we replaced the lunch of the college going girls. We prepared it in our lab and they came and had it in our lab itself. And we saw there was a weight reduction and also a decreased body fat percentage. These were all research. That's why I am presenting all this research, which was done in our department and when I was a PI and the co-PI. These are the recipes. This is an MPhil study which I had guided, and this is all incorporations, not fully with millets, but 30%, 50%. I would say here that if anyone is going for an incorporation with millets, go from 30% and above. Do not come down. Don't include 70% of rice and 80% of rice and 20% of millets. That will not help you in your weight reduction and whatever it is. It will not be beneficial. So here all the commonly eaten recipes of the South Indian varieties we had chosen, and this was incorporated. Millets were incorporated, and these were the recipes we had developed, and these were some of the snacks, including a laddu. We were able to prepare the sweet items also. We didn't want to leave even the sweet items because there's, I said, sir is there who's in the millet research. I thought this would be an ideal thing, and for all the audience who are here, you can also do this because these are all research oriented, and we have proved it that it will reduce weight. So as I said, fruits and vegetables, I'm not going in detail because a lot of sessions you would have heard about fruits and vegetables, and that should be your first choice. Do not go for a fruit juice. You have to eat a fruit as such because it has got a dietary fiber in that. So vegetable juice, you can see how colorful it is. So that itself says how much of antioxidants. I didn't touch about that in fruits and vegetables because when we talk about chocolates, I'll be talking about. So this also antioxidants we talk a lot because these degenerative diseases which I was talking to you about, that is because there were no antioxidants in the body. There are free radicals which are produced. This can be because of the stress, environmental stress of anything, even a mental stress, anything, eating a junk foods, all these will cause free radicals. That is an entirely scientific thing. Even for the classes, it's quite difficult to teach them. So what happens, the cells, they will lose their oxygen and they will grab for more electrons. So they want to have more energy. So we have to provide antioxidants. So there will be oxidation of this free radicals will be in the diabetes or obesity or cancer. I'm just touching it superficially. And all the fruits and vegetables and other foods also, which are rich in antioxidants. Antioxidants are nothing but vitamins, especially vitamin A, the beta carotene, which are present in the fruits, plant foods, and the retinol, which is present in the animal foods. We call it as vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E, and then the selenium, which is a mineral. All these are antioxidants which are present in the fruits and vegetables. Apart from that, you have a lot of other polyphenols, flavonoids. You just can Google search and see. These are all the plant compounds. They are known as phytochemicals. They are the plant compounds. They are organic compounds. You can see how colorful this plate is, and you can. It's not only fruits and vegetables. That's what I was driving into your mind. It can be a seed. It can be a nut. It can be anything. No, you can see here. All these are rich in antioxidants, basically the phytochemicals, which will improve your health, and it will prevent or protect your body or the tissues or the organs from further damage or degeneration of diseases. So this is what we see, and you can see people, even not only children, adults also are more prone to this. Why did I put that trans fat beware? I think now, if you could, one thing I want to say that all of you, please check the food labels. I think all of us are learned people. Before you buy anything, check the food and see the trans fat content. As such, by nature, by creation, the body does not have any mechanism to metabolize, to digest the trans fat. Whatever food we are eating, the oil and vegetable fat, They are in the cis form. This is again a scientific aspect. So when you are reheating, when you are adding hydrogen, these are all hydrogenated fat we talk about. No, so the entire as I said, it's all organic compounds. I think all of you would have studied chemistry. It's simple chemistry. So the structures, the bonding, when you heat and reheat, especially these are all reheated foods. These are all you are adding hydrogenated fats. So such things, the cis fat will become trans fat. There is no mechanism in the body to digest or absorb or metabolize. So what will happen? It will start no, I mean, it will start depositing in the artery, small. If it is depositing in the small capillaries of the heart, the person might get a heart attack at an early age too, because the food what they're taking is this. That's why I had to put this at the end. I mean, in the middle of the talk. Before that, I was telling you about the fruits and vegetables. You can have all this just once in a while, but I have seen people having, even adults, regularly eating. This trans fat, it cannot be digested. It will start depositing in your body. It cannot be excreted also. So it is our choice. You can see food. Food is, everything is food here, and but quality is here. So we have to choose food quality or just a food. It is with us. So with this, this is the my plate for the day, which the National Institute of Nutrition, we all come under that. All the nutritionists. Even next week we have the Nutrition Society of India conference at Hyderabad. It is situated in Hyderabad. And this National Institute of Nutrition, along with it is a part of the ICMR. I think all of you know about ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, which is the governing body of all the health issues in the country. And National Institute of Nutrition is part of the ICMR. And all the dietary guidelines we get, how much of carbohydrates to eat, how much of fat to eat, how much of fiber to eat, all that is given by the NIN for the entire country. And you can see, this is my plate for the day that they have recommended. Here itself, you can see how much of fruits and vegetables. Almost 50% of the plate is here. And you have millets over here and rice and cereal grains. But we have done a survey about this also. We do in rural areas as well as urban areas. None of the studies, none of the people in the population, they do not adhere to this. No one, they do not even eat fruits and vegetables, just one fruit. Sometimes they won't even eat one fruit. In fact, milk also, or curd, or whatever it is, even that is not given, eaten, or consumed in this portions or serving size. So ultimately, to finish with the health and fitness or the diet part, and then we are going to the chocolate part with this slide. So for all those who have joined here, the virtual platform, we advise a balanced diet and physical activity. These two have to be there. You cannot just, of course, genetic plays a very big role. The genes play. That is a different part of the, what do you call, the story, I would say. But the balanced diet and physical activity, because the genes can be modified when you're eating a proper diet. That's also a research we are working on. And you would have heard about nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics research going on. So can you see, this is what is an ideal plate of food that we should eat for lunch or meals, whichever meal. But are we eating this? Only in hotels we see this. What I'm telling is, I'm not telling you eat everything this for lunch. Probably you can have this for lunch and this for dinner, and the fruits for the morning, in between juice. And definitely 30 minutes of brisk walking or any part of exercise will help you to have a healthy life. And as I said, the degenerative diseases, going back to the previous slides, these two will definitely prevent the degenerative diseases. So now coming on to the Choc-O-Diet. So I thought I'll just tell you about what are the different chocolates, and finally how can it be covered as covering anything. That is the thing. So Choc-O-Diet, I thought chocolate day, people should know this, celebrated on 7th July. That is the World Chocolate Day. So I had already prepared the slides so that I could tell you the history of chocolates, and then we can go further. So, but the national level, as we celebrate today, the 16th of December, this chocolate covering day, likewise, for the international or the World Chocolate Day is 7th July. Mark it in your calendar. And but some countries, they celebrate chocolate day on a national level at a different. That's how we are celebrating this day also. And when you go to the history of chocolates, these chocolates are from the cocoa trees. I think all of you are aware of that. Cocoa trees have been growing in the wild. That means it is not cultivated in the forest almost for the 10,000 years or more. And the cocoa plants, then it was cultivated by the Olmec Indians. Then from there it went to the South America. You can see all this was in BC and AD. People who know history will know all this. Then after that, the cocoa heads from the plant, people were the Aztecs were in the South America. They were able to drink chocolates. So they made chocolate drinks. Then only in 15,000 AD, only that was basically, it was in South America it started. Then only went across the Atlantic Ocean to the Europe, and the first chocolate house is opened. First American chocolate company. I mean, you can see how these years, each one. And the first milk chocolate, the most of the chocolates we eat is milk chocolate. It is not the dark chocolate or the original chocolate. And why is it put here? Chocolate becomes affordable in 1895. That means chocolate was eaten only by the royal people, the high income people, I would say. So it was affordable to the other people only in the 1895. Then chocolate bonbons, single origin chocolate appears in 1986 only, and the designer chocolates which we see came out in 2000. So this is a quick view of the history of chocolates, and this is the making of chocolates. I thought this it might be interesting for people. Of course, we won't know. We know all the making of tea and coffee and all that, but chocolates, cheese also we know. We would have studied, but chocolates is a very rare thing because people who have a passion for that only will go for this. So cocoa pods, it's a cocoa pod you would have seen. Even if you go to places, I think in Kerala also there's a lot of chocolate industry and cocoa is there. Nearby in Palakkad also there is an industry. Then from there, the pulp and beans are taken. So much of process is going on to get your chocolate. Then it is fermented, dried. You can see it is sun dried, roasted. That roasting also, you'll see it is 30 to 50 minutes up to 100 degrees Celsius. Then there is a winnowing, just like you do for a paddy. Then it is ground, it is sterilized 20 minutes at 93 degrees, then milling, it is sent into a mill. Then it is conched. That means it is just rounded in shape, 24 to 72 hours at 80 degrees, almost 3 4 days. Then you get this chocolate. So this is again different stages of making chocolates. And these are the types of chocolates I wanted to tell, and I'll be concentrating on dark chocolate only. So, what are the different? These are the very common types of chocolates which we see. The raw chocolate. This is not at all processed. Nothing. Not even heated, or it's very plain. It is not mixed with any other ingredients. Dark chocolate is also known as plain chocolate, but it has a higher percentage of cocoa. That's why that color also. We say dark chocolate. People talk a lot about dark chocolate now. And the milk chocolate, which we usually eat, because here milk is added to this. It can be a powdered milk or a liquid milk or any condensed milk. That's why that sweetness is also there. When milk is added, though lactose, the milk sugar has got less sweet, this will improve the taste of the chocolate rather than, because dark chocolate will be much bitter. So people will, though this is much healthier, people will go for milk chocolate because of its taste. Organic chocolate is nothing but all the cocoa beans are cultivated with just like any other organic food we cultivate, without any chemical pesticides or fertilizers or pesticides. And white chocolate, there we do not have any cocoa in it, but it is called a chocolate because it contains some cocoa butter. It is only sugar milk. And what is the difference between the white chocolate and compound? Compound chocolate also, it's with cocoa only, but it doesn't have any cocoa butter. Here it has a cocoa butter, but it is no cocoa butter, but other vegetable fats are used. So this is again a quick review of what are the different types of chocolates are there. And I think we usually eat this, and of course the dark chocolates. And the homemade chocolates are there. That also depends upon what ingredients they are using. Because from Nilgiris, we are very close to Nilgiris. There are a lot of homemade chocolates also. So this is a simple benefit of chocolates. Further on also, I have a slide on this. So as I said, dark chocolates are more healthier. So the crux of this study for this talk is it is only the dark chocolate. So what are the health benefits of dark chocolate? It's mood booster, strong heart, longevity, and increased activity. In further on, I will give you the explanation. So this is a very important table. I want you to note this so that why I am telling about dark chocolate and the nutritive value of the different types of chocolates. Whatever slides I have shown you just gave you what it is made up of. But this will give you a very detailed information about the fat, the nutritive value. That's why fat, usually we do not put the nutritive value, the fat first. We start with carbohydrate or the energy. But why it's given over here is, here you can see that the dark chocolate contains the less percentage of fat when you compare with the milk chocolate or the white chocolate. Some, of course, compound chocolate also. But compound chocolate contains some vegetable fat or the hydrogenated fat, which I told you that is a trans fat when it is hydrogenated fat. Raw chocolate, there's not much processing. That is why it is entirely only cocoa beans and that conching I said that is done. And dark chocolate, what is the difference between a raw chocolate and dark chocolate? Is dark chocolate has more amount of the cocoa beans. The cocoa is more in percentage. That is why the fat is less. And we see the carbohydrate percentage and sugars also. Sugars, this is again, you can see how much of sugars the milk chocolate we take. It's 12 to 20% of the sugar. Here it is only, it is 0% because there is no added sugar. That's why the chocolate is bitter. One more thing, two more things I want to highlight in the dark chocolate is the dietary fiber. We talked about dietary fiber, which was in the plant foods, the millets I spoke. But in dark chocolate also, there is 30 to 35% of dietary fiber, which is absent, I mean, which is less in the other varieties of chocolates. And if you could see the protein, see, once the fat content decreases in any food, the protein will be more utilized. Foods will have both fat and protein in different proportions. It depends. But you can see why I am projecting all this here is because this is fat is less, sugars are less, but protein you can see that 40 to 60. This is a percentage, not grams. This is in percent. I'm telling this much of proteins are there. So definitely, when you compare all the values and see, that's why I have highlighted this particular values so that you will have better understanding. By seeing the values itself, you will know how nutritive the chocolates are and how dark chocolate is superior. Of course, all of them have their own carbohydrates. We cannot leave them also because we do not always eat dark chocolate. But we advocate that you eat dark chocolates because of all these benefits, the nutritional value. So these are some of the chocolate recipes which as the covering, I won't say this is a covering, but it is embedded, like these are some of the nut and fruits combination. This is something with the tapioca flour, whichever I had browsed here. So this is not, this is with dates. I think sir was telling in the morning also. There is some dates and cashew nuts. Here also we have some nuts and groundnuts and chocolates. And you can't see a chocolate here. This is a chocolate chip cookie bar. But these are all energy bars. Chocolates are there. It depends upon whether it's a dark chocolate or any other milk chocolate. Only thing is you cannot see the chocolates here, but it is some added nuts and other fruits also are there in these. So these products, of course, you can try it even at home with nut fruit bark. And if you could browse it, you can get the recipes. I just want to tell you about this one, which our student last year, third UG, 2 years back, now she's doing her second MSc. We have a paper on food product development, and I handled that paper, and we develop a lot of foods. So she came out with a very innovative and a very novel idli mix. It's a mix. She didn't prepare idli, and no, we didn't do an evaluation of the idli. See, the same thing, whatever you use, rice and black gram dal, but she had added cocoa powder, some chips, chocolate chips, and some sugar, and it was all dry ingredients. And as I said, it was a chocolate idli mix. It's not chocolate idli. With the mix, she analyzed the mix. She standardized the mix of that chocolate idli, and then she calculated the nutritive value and packaging, everything, and labeling was done. and we had gone for the sensory evaluation after making into an idli. So this is one product where, as the theme says, you can cover anything. You can cover an idli also with chocolate. So this is the nutritive value of the idli. Why this? I won't say this, and adults may not like this. If you want to try, you can try. But for children who may not like idlis, you can go on for this chocolate idlis also. But be very, very clear about the dental caries. While you're giving chocolate, they have to take care of the teeth, brush their teeth properly. All that also you have to be telling side by side when you give them chocolates. So this is the nutritive value of the developed idlis. This is for per 100 grams of the idlis. And as I said, the health benefits of dark chocolate. So chocolates as such, I'm not talking of dark chocolate. It's elevation of the premenstrual syndrome among the adolescent girls. It's a very, very difficult period. The syndrome, many PMS, as you always say, there are so many girls over here and women and even men who would have seen their own children and at home suffering, the girls and women suffering because of the premenstrual syndrome. So dark chocolates will alleviate the premenstrual syndrome, and it also protects against heart disease, because there are studies that because of the dietary fiber, there are research. I had gone through a lot of research papers. The bad cholesterol, we call it as LDL cholesterol. There is bad cholesterol and good cholesterol. That is how the general population will know. That is low density. LDL is bad cholesterol, low density lipoprotein. HDL is high density lipoprotein, the good cholesterol. So the dark chocolates research has shown that it will reduce the bad cholesterol. That's how it will protect the heart disease, protection against heart disease. That means it will protect the heart. Regulation of blood sugar, because it's bitter, there is no sugar in it, it's only cocoa. So you can, a diabetic, I said good news for a diabetic, but don't think that ma'am said that diabetics can eat dark chocolate, and don't be gulping dark chocolates daily. Well, if you want to have a chocolate, the diabetics can have a dark chocolate because it regulates the blood sugar, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes, reduces cancer risk. All this, I think, I've told you that these are the degenerative diseases. In the earlier slide, I showed you the diabetes mellitus, obesity, and cancer, and all these will be linked to the heart diseases also. So, and the slow aging process, I told you about the antioxidants. That is what means here. Like the degeneration does not take place in the cells. So the aging process may be delayed if you are having more of the junk foods or the processed foods, like what I showed you in the deep fat fried foods. The aging process may speed up. And finally, the increases the immune function. So it's a complete thing. The immunity will be increasing when you are having, it's nothing but it contains a lot of antioxidants, the phytochemicals. So these are the main benefits of eating a dark chocolate. So with that, I will finish, and this is the major thing I want to project with the covering. We are working on this for all the audience who are watching this. We have started a research, and I'm working on this. Of course, one student had already done it, developed. We are into a 3D food printing for customized diet plan. This is what is our aim for a diet plan. Now, I think I will finish my talk with that Choc-O-Diet. What I found was, when we are going for a customized diet plan like this, then we can recommend the chocolates. How can we cover it? It will also correlate with this today's what we are celebrating. What is 3D footprint? You would have heard about 3D, 3D images everywhere. 3D printing is come, but we are working on the 3D footprinting because this 3D footprinting will give you layers and layers of print sort of. You will be feeding the design into it, and everything is a software, but the ink which you are giving will be the food which you are going to fill in. For example, you can see here. So these are some of the chocolate designing and covering. See, what I'm telling you is, it is not only design. This might not be only chocolate. This can be some other ingredients with a carrot or a beetroot or any other food which you can give to a diabetic or a child who is not eating fruit and vegetables. You can make it into a powder, or into a sort of puree, semi-solid, mix it with chocolates. Then that design which you want, you have to draw and feed it in the software. This is a 3D food printer. I want to show you this. We are working on this one small model. We have done it already, and this the any printer will need an ink. So the ink is nothing but the food you have got. You think and you plan whatever you want. See, these are some of the 3D food printing shapes. Shapes. See, this is an octopus, but this is a 3D printing image, and this is actually a jelly sort of, which you can cover it up with chocolate. I'm just giving you this, not a chocolate, but this is a candy type. This also, you can, whichever design you can do. So this is an entirely covering the, what do you call, you can help the patients also. For example, a diabetic wants to eat a gulab jamun or a nice chocolate milkshake. So ultimately, you will be giving them a low calorie food, but the covering can be a chocolate. So they will have a feeling that they are eating a chocolate. I hope you got the point. So this might not be a chocolate. What you see is not a chocolate, but the color of the chocolate is given here. The designs are given so that people will eat it as a chocolate. Those who can't eat such items. So this is one example. Likewise, anything a diabetic or an obese patient or a cardiac patient cannot eat, any fruits or vegetables, we can make it into an ink. Even a peel, the food waste, a pomegranate peel or a whichever peel, because peels have a lot of nutrients in it. Even that can be dried powdered and then mixed with some ingredients. Only thing is, we have to plan as nutritionists and food scientists with the designer. We have to think out what will be the foods which will be applicable for children and what will be the foods which will be applicable for therapeutic use, for clinical use like patients. But definitely we can give so many designs and we can cover. So this is what on an chocolate anything covering day, the National Chocolate Anything Covering Day, I was wanting to tell you this. So this particular research or work is picking up, and hopefully within 5 years or so, this will reach the market in India, because there's not much research, not much products here. Not even a 3D, just one or two 3D food printers which are they are using for research. And I hope industries like you can take up this and work on this, sir. And this will really be a very acceptable thing by the consumer, and also it will gain a lot of market in this area, and also make the people more healthy. So I to acknowledge at this juncture Professor Meena from the Department of Computer Science and my PhD scholar, Ms. Babita Devi, and my PG students, Ms. Shaini Lavanya and Sai Raksha, for helping me in this PPT and giving me all this some of the research which they have done. And thank you for your patient listening, and I hope that I'll get questions and happy to take all these questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Kalpana. I think it's a very wonderful presentation what you've done, and absolutely, it's a lot of information to us and a lot of learning to us, particularly where I think we are in the verge of celebrating the International Year of Millets. The 2023 is going to be. So this is going to be a curtain raiser or a more of a preamble, the meeting or virtual meeting. And of course, I think we should have introduced you the beginning. In the beginning, I think we should have. But anyhow, because the paucity of time, I think we couldn't do. But anyhow, everybody knows that Professor C.A. Kalpana is a deputy dean of School of Home Science, and she's a professor in food science and nutrition in Avinashlinga University. And she's a community nutrition, and she also deals with, I think, obesity and vitamin D, adolescent nutrition, and nutritious and functional foods, and a lot of millet research. And it makes more meaningful to us, I think, to be in our August gathering. And thank you very much, ma'am. Fantastic. Before you get into the Q&A session, on this occasion, I think we also would like to launch your product. It's called cashew date chocolate. I think it's because we strongly feel that I think that nuts and spices. More particularly, we deal with that. And we thought we can do it. Probably I'll just try to put one small video. In fact, Mr. Pasadi was playing that video, but we couldn't see the visual. Only audio we heard the audio alone. So it was nice that I think we had a this thing. One second, I'll just take before getting into Q&A. Hope I think Dashni is giving me a opportunity to present the screen. Hello. Not able to get it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think. Hope I think we're able to see the video audio. I don't know because my screen was blocked actually. Hope I think. So thank you very much. And without much listening, we can move on to the Q&A session. Probably Deepika Lakshmi. I think she has a question that is it millets are not easily digestible to the people sometimes, or what to do kind of stuff. That is one question. And probably there is also one more question. For migraine, what is the best solution for a millet through kind of what is the best solution? And there's I think there's somebody was raising their hand also. Yeah, over to you, man. Yeah.
Yeah. The first question, I think Deepika Lakshmi has asked for the millets. Millets are not easily digestible is the processing. Millets are very, very different. I have seen people eating a combination of millets, like a multi-grain mix, multi-millet mix. Each millet has its own processing technique, and because the seed coat of each millet, the nutritive value, the the chemistry behind it, the organic compound behind it, everything is very, very different. You have to go for a single millet. Usually I work on a single millet only. I never advise people, even when students work on multi-millet, I always say that do not go for a multi-millet combination because each millet is unique in its properties. So you can go for a single millet and it has to be processed and cooked properly. Why millet is not digested? Because of its high fiber content. Dietary fiber and fruit fiber are very high. Just like greens, you take green leafy vegetables. Can you understand? So it's just like that. So when it is a high fiber, it is very, very difficult for digestion only. Okay. So you have to use it in a malted type, or you have to cook it well and so that the seed coats are very soft and it is easily digested. And for migraine, that is, for food science and nutritionist is that question. What exactly you want to know, Deepika Lakshmi? You want which foods? So that is a medical question.
Deepika Lakshmi,
it's not nothing to do with the food. People say that we say that all foods are good for everyone, for anything, unless and until you eat it in the balanced levels. I will not give you I cannot give you an answer for migraine. It is the medical related.
Yeah, I understood. Yeah, correct. There's no this specific.
Yeah.
So from Mr. Patsadi, sir, I think you would like. I think you. Is there any question from your team you wanted to
No,
ask?
it's
I think yeah.
it's really very knowledgeable. And, the session was very well conducted by Kalpanaji, and she rightly pointed out multi-millet is normally suitable, not suitable for any food item basically because of the high fiber content that she's specified. If you see in olden days, even in Tamil culture, people used to eat it in the form of kali, that is a well cooked one. So that and probably it is being taken in the morning time. And we also advise and suggest go for one meal a day. It is not the entire thing where you can replace with millet and you eat millet. You take everything only with millet or something like that. So that is one thing. And even millet choco laddus and choco bars, choco balls and everything that some very innovative products have come out. We have lot many people who have tried this fortification of chocolate also in different forms and use it as a nutrition bar and all these things. So it is quite a knowledgeable session, I would say, and thank Kalpana ji for this wonderful session.
Thank you.
Yeah, recently I've seen even day before yesterday, some of a millet group members they have launched a millet puppets. It's quite getting popular. Yeah,
We have,
I think there are some questions I've been
we have
asked.
launched a millet puppet for that matter, made out of
Oh
bacha.
yeah, Mr. Subhash Shankar is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a question from Dr. Sripriya. I think she's from Kerala. Dr. Sripriya, what is your opinion about using dark chocolates during? That's what I said. The premenstrual syndrome, just before the periods and during the periods also, it alleviates the premenstrual syndrome, and definitely dark chocolates have a role in relieving the pain during the menstrual syndrome. Thank you, ma'am. Subhash Shankari.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Subhash Shankari from Coimbatore. I am a homemaker, ma'am. It is very good session, ma'am. You shared lot of information regarding that Choc-O-Diet. First time I hear that Choc-O-Diet, ma'am. It is very useful our side, ma'am, regarding that chocolate. I want to ask you one question, ma'am. Nowadays, doctor told not eat white rice. It is correct, ma'am?
I'll tell you in Tamil. Tamil
Okay, ma'am.
ஓகே ஆக்சுவலாக எதுக்கு ஒயிட் ரைஸ் அண்ட் சாப்பிடக்கூடாது கோதுமை சாப்பிடணும்னா ரெண்டுமே ஒரே 100 grams ஆஃப் அரிசியும் ஐ திங்க் கொஞ்சம் அதர் ஸ்டேட்ஸும் இருக்காங்க ப்ராபப்ளி கேரளா அது பட் ஸ்டில் இருக்கணும்.
Okay, ma'am. You continue in English also fine.
Okay, தங்கிலீஷ்லேயே பேசிடுறேன். ரைஸும் 100 grams of rice and 100 grams of கோதுமை வீட் எடுத்தா both gives ரெண்டுமே 345 kilo calories தான். ஓகேங்களா? பட் ரைஸ் வந்து when you take the paddy அந்த என்ன சொல்லுங்க நெல் இல்லையா, கோதுமை வந்து you get the wheat attached from the shop. ரைஸ் வந்து நீங்க பேடியா வாங்கி சமைக்க மாட்டீங்க. You will not cook it. It is the of the grain, the seed போட்டலாம். But கோதுமை வந்து வீட்ஸ் வந்து வித் அந்த கோதுமை காய வச்சு யூ ட்ரை இட் அண்ட் தென் பவுடர் இட் மிக்ஸில கொடுத்து that is only ஏன் ரைஸ் சாப்பிடாதீங்க வீட்னா வீட் சாப்பிடும் போது உங்களுக்கு அந்த சுகர்ல அந்த டைஜஷன் ஆகி அந்த இட் பிகம்ஸ் குளுக்கோஸ் அண்ட் இன்டர்ஸ் இன்டு தி blood stream ஸ்லோவா போகும் டைம். ரைஸ் வந்து அந்த ஃபைபர் அந்த நார்ச்சத்து இல்ல, டயட்ரி ஃபைபர் நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லைங்களா, அப்போ வந்து டைஜஷன் ஆகி குயிக்கா அப்சார்ப்ஷன் ஆகி எல்லாமே ஃபுட்ஸ் எல்லாமே கடைசியில கார்போஹைட்ரேட்ஸ் வந்து குளுக்கோஸ் நார்ச்சத்து எல்லாம் குளுக்கோஸை தான் போகும். அது சீக்கிரம் பிளட் ஸ்ட்ரீம்ல போயிடும். இது எதுக்கு அட்வொகேட் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா எஸ்பெஷலி இந்த டயபிட்டிஸ். அதனாலதான் சப்பாத்தி சாப்பிடுங்க, அது காலங்காலமா சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க இல்லையா, ரைஸ் சப்பாத்தி சாப்பிடுங்க. எனர்ஜி வைஸ் ரெண்டும் ஒண்ணுதான், பட் கொஞ்சம் பிளட் சுகர் லெவல் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோவா இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும். இது சாப்பிட்டா கொஞ்சம் ஃபாஸ்டா இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிடும் ஃபார் டயபிட்டிஸ்.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Madam, I have one small question. In Western countries, they even
Yes.
discourage wheat because of the gluten contents over there. So, what is your opinion on that?
There are
That is how they prefer
gluten-free
millets
diets,
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I would say that a lot of population in the westernized countries, as far as I see in research, they are they are allergic to gluten. Those people who are allergic, avangaloda genetic makeup allergic to gluten, adanal they'll go for a gluten free diet. அப்ப வீட் சாப்பிட்டு இங்கேயுமே நம்மளுக்கு கூட சில பேருக்கு வந்து சப்பாத்தி சாப்பிட்டா கொஞ்சம் அலர்ஜி ஆகும். There might be a stomach upset. I have heard of people in our own Tamil Nadu, in our own place, that may be because of the gluten allergy, because that's very common. Seafood allergy mari gluten allergy is also common. So avangalukku the gluten free diet we have to, that's why they take in the abroad la வந்து the genetic makeup they'll be more obesity நிறைய இருப்பாங்க US ல, but diabetes will be less. That's because நம்மளுக்கு வந்து we might not be that obese, but diabetes, நம்மளோட genetic makeup is also plays a role. There is one the person Virendran.
ஹலோ மேடம், திருப்பத்தூர்ல இருந்து பேசுறேன் மேடம். நீங்க சொல்ற விஷயங்கள் ஒவ்வொன்றும் நல்லா அருமையா சொன்னீங்க. அந்த விஷயங்கள்லாம் ரொம்ப எங்களுக்குலாம் ரொம்ப அருமையா சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க. ஆனா வந்து சாப்பாடே எடுத்துக்காம மற்ற அந்த கோதுமை உணவு எல்லாம் எடுத்துக்காம இதையே ஒரு ப்ரொடக்டா நம்ம உணவா உட்கொள்ள முடியுமா வயதான காலங்கள்ல? இதனால எனர்ஜி தன்மை ஏறுமா? இதனால நம்மளுடைய வாழ்க்கையுடைய நிலைமை எப்படி இருக்கும்? அதை கொஞ்சம் சொன்னீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் நல்லா இருக்கும்.
ஒரு டயட்ல நான் ஒரு பிளேட், அந்த டயட் பிளேட் ஒண்ணு காட்டினேன். அதுல வந்து பேலன்ஸ் டயட் எல்லாமே நம்ம சேர்த்துக்கணும். நம்ம வந்து அரிசி சாதம் சாப்பிட்டாலும் கொஞ்சமா அந்த குவான்டிட்டி தான் ரொம்ப மேட்டர்ஸ். ஆஸ் ஏஜ் இன்க்ரீசஸ், ஏஜ் நீங்க சொல்றீங்க ஒரு எல்டர்லி பர்சனுக்கு வந்து நாங்க வந்து குவான்டிட்டியை தான் கம்மி பண்ண சொல்லுவோம். மோர் ஆஃப் ஃபைபர், ஏன்னா அவங்களுக்கு டைஜஷன் வந்து கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம் தான் ஃபைபருக்கு. நம்ம போய் நீங்க நிறைய மில்லட் சாப்பிடுங்கன்னு ஓல்டு பர்சன் கிட்ட சொல்ல முடியாது. ஏன்னா டைஜஷன் வந்து எல்டர்லி பர்சன் கொஞ்சம் குறைவா தான் இருக்கு. ஈஸிலி டைஜஸ்டபிள் நீங்க சொல்றது ஏஜ்னால நான் அதை வச்சு சீக்கிரமா செரிமானம் ஆகக்கூடிய உணவுகள், அதுக்கு கூட கொஞ்சம் எப்பவுமே கொஞ்சம் பழங்கள், காய்கறிகள், இதெல்லாம் தான் நம்ம வந்து சொல்லுவோம். இதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்ம எப்பவுமே சாப்பிடுறது. அப்புறம் ஃப்ரீக்வெண்ட் மீல்ஸ், அதில் என்னன்னா ஒரு 2 மணி நேரத்துக்கு ஒன்று வயிறு வந்து நம்ம காயவே போடக்கூடாது, ஏன்னா அசிடிட்டி. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும் போது ஜென்ரலா நம்ம என்ன சாப்பிட்றோமோ அதுல இருந்து கொஞ்சம் as age increases, வயசு ஆகும்போது அளவு மட்டும் குறைக்கும்.
எனர்ஜி லெவல் நல்லா இருக்குமா மேடம்? எனர்ஜி லெவல்
வந்து நீங்க as age increases your energy level will be slowing down தான். ஏன்னா வந்து பாடியில வந்து நம்மளோட செல்ஸ் எல்லாமே அப்படியே குறைஞ்சிட்டு தான் வரும் ஏஜ் ஆகும். அது வந்து நம்மளோட நேச்சுரல் இது. அதனால நம்ம ஏதோ ஒரு ஃபுட், அதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்ம ஃபுட் ஃபேட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம், பிளைண்ட் ஃபெய்த்னு சொல்றாங்க, மூட நம்பிக்கை. அந்த இந்த ஃபுட் சாப்பிட்டா நம்மளுக்கு நல்ல எனர்ஜி கிடைக்கும்.
இந்த ப்ராடக்ட்ல இனிப்பு சுவைக்கு பதிலா என்ன சுவையை சேர்த்துக்கலாம் மேடம்? நல்லா இருக்கும் இனிப்பு சுவை. மத்த இந்த ப்ராடக்ட் நீங்க சொன்ன ப்ராடக்ட்ல அதோட இனிப்பு சுவை, இனிப்பு கலக்காம செய்யலாமா மேடம்?
சாக்லேட் சொல்றீங்களா? சாக்லேட் அந்த நான் அதுதான் டார்க் சாக்லேட் சொன்னேன் இல்லைங்களா, அதுல இனிப்பே இருக்காது, அது கசப்பா தான் இருக்கும், பிட்டர். அந்த டார்க் சாக்லேட் நீங்க சாப்பிட்டு பாருங்க, கசப்பு. நீங்க டார்க் சாக்லேட் வாங்கி சாப்பிடுங்க, மற்ற சாக்லேட்டையும் பாருங்க, அது கசப்பு தான், அந்த டேஸ்டே கசப்பா தான் இருக்கும், ஏன்னா அது வெறும் கொக்கோ தான்.
ரொம்ப அருமையா சொன்னீங்க, ரொம்ப நன்றி மேடம். அடுத்த கேள்வி
Deepika Lakshmi, once again I think she's Sherin Thomas, what is the recommended quantity of dark chocolate per day for heart health? See, there is no any guidelines of this is the recommended, this is the recommended. What I am telling is dark chocolates can be included in your diet because it contains antioxidants. NIN because all recommendations come from National Institute of Nutrition, Ms. Shereen Thomas. So there is no recommendation for the quantity of. You have to include dark chocolates other than milk chocolates. And have you used 100% sugar-free chocolate? No, that is very confidential. I didn't even give the proportions because we might go for a patent in that. Thank you, Dr. Meena.
Hello, madam.
Yes.
What is the diet for migraine?
That's migraine diet எல்லாம் கிடையாது. It's a medical problem, no? அதுக்கு diet எல்லாம் கிடையாது. நிறைய பேர் caffeine குடிச்சா, that is coffee குடிச்சா சரியாயிரும். That is only I would say that's a psychological thing. Caffeine it might be, it will reduce your headache, that's all. And the time
in chocolates,
chocolates it is cocoa. It is dark chocolates. Cocoa. நான் சொல்றது காஃபில குளோரோஜெனிக் ஆசிட்னு ஒன்னு இருக்கு. என்னோட ஒரு ஸ்காலர் கூட அதுல வர்க் பண்றாங்க. அதுல அது உங்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் ரெடியூஸ் பண்ணலாம். நமக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்னு போனோம்னா இட்ஸ் மெடிக்கல் இன்டர்வென்ஷன்.
and millets are now digestible now present.
அதுதான் உங்களுக்கு நான் அதுக்கு படிச்சுட்டே சொன்னேன். மில்லட் நீங்க ஏதோ ஒன்னு எடுக்கணும், காலையில எடுக்கணும் இல்ல மதியானம் எடுக்கணும், நைட் எடுத்தா ஏன்னா ஃபைபர் அதிகற மாதிரி தான் அது. அதனால ஒரு மில்லட் ஏன்னா அது ரொம்ப ஹார்டா இருக்கும் அந்த சீட் கோட், அந்த மேல இருக்க அந்த தோல் பகுதி. அதனால உங்களுக்கு அதை நல்லா அதை குக் பண்ணி தான் சாப்பிடணும். சரியா குக் பண்ணலன்னா உங்களுக்கு டைஜஷன் ப்ராப்ளம் வரும்.
ஓகே மேம். Thank you மேம்.
Thank you.
hand raise பண்ணிருக்காரு.
Thank you, Irene. It is a surprise, sir. Irene, my student, she is in Canada. I don't know how she joined. Irene, are you in Canada only or you've come back to India?
I'm in Canada, ma'am.
Okay, that's nice.
It's 6:40 a.m. for me.
Oh, thank you.
I just saw your status.
Oh, that's nice. Sir, you have international participants, Parana. Thank you so much, Irene.
Yeah, I know. I think there is the power of your student strength. I think.
You have a very good alumni.
I know, good alumni, and that's why I think. No, it was so useful and so informative what we have given.
This opportunity.
Yeah, particularly, I think the combo of making it a rich food, like a rich diet food, like that date and cashew dipped with choco. So the idea of introducing this product is to make people to carry that 2 or 3 cashews dip dates along with their lunch. See, most of the people have the habit of taking like a peanut bar after the lunch. Okay, if you could look at 1 or 2 small bars, they take and do it. So we thought we can just try to inculcate the habit of. In fact,
the chocolate best.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's the point I think which you wanted to tell.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Rajgopal. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
I was observing your video. That is
okay.
The one product you are given it as a culinary matrimony. So what is this?
Deepika can mute. Deepika, you can mute yours. Yeah. Yes, sir. Please, sir. Sorry.
For one product, you have given the caption as a culinary matrimony. So
the matrimonial culinary of. So we made it. Actually, it is. I will just show you the video again. Darshini, can you play that video, please, again? Yeah, please. Take a print, share the screen, then you play it. So, culinary of matrimonial, we call that, because the combo, there's a beauty of this thing. Raw form of food is maybe good, but still, I think to make the people to eat healthy, I think which we need to do a good combination, I think, which works. Yeah. Sir has mentioned, delicious culinary of matrimony. That's what we have given that word.
Cashew date. I thought maybe because you have given the date or the cashew date, maybe you are relating it to
Yeah,
the date and matrimony because of that. I thought.
Said, hello? Tina, can you give the thanks again, please?
Yeah, sure, sir. I'm very much honored to say thanks
Yeah,
to.
please switch on your video when Mr.
Yeah,
Prasad is very eager
I actually
very
wanted to
eager
say.
to see you. Yeah.
I actually wanted to say I love you, ma'am, from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, thank
Because,
you.
because
Thank you.
chocolate as such is a very tricky thing. And even when my son is very adamant about chocolates and he's very naughty, every day after he comes from school, he wants chocolate. So that's the main thing that I always hesitate to give him as such. But after today's your talk and everything, I'm totally out of the dark. And thank you for showing some valuable insights about chocolates, which we all love. And instead of saying thanks, I would like to say I love you. And I'm sure everyone over here will say the same thing to you, maybe with their hearts. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable time. And I take this opportunity to thank every one of the every one of the audience who are over here on behalf of the management. And thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hope we have more collaborations and meetings, especially with the
Yeah.
painting.
Yeah, probably that's a